Hi everybody, I'm Morelle Inglefield. I'm the art director with Phoenix Magazine. I'm here at Mesa Art Center today with artist Ann Morton, who is a graphic designer for 35 years and has been utilizing lately textiles to tell the diverse and often startling stories of our society. In this episode, we're going to meet Ann, we're going to see a few of her pieces, and we're going to find out how they came to be. Starting with one of my favorite titles and one of my favorite pieces, The Shock and Awe of an American Baby Boomer.
It's somewhat autobiographical, self-portrait. This was done in 2007, and we might all remember the mission accomplished photo of George W. Bush and the theme of shock and awe with the attack of Iraq. And by 2007, when this piece was done, it was clear that no mission was accomplished, and shock and awe was kind of an embarrassment. So it takes Lucille Ball, which I grew up loving in I Love Lucy, and she's kind of at the mercy of a knife thrower here, but those knives become bomber jets, and these are actually target bags. So the way that this piece is done is the composite image was done in Adobe Illustrator first, brought into Photoshop, and split into color layers, and then those files go to a jacquard loom mill that wove the piece, and then when it came back I did some embroidery on it, but it's actually woven on a jacquard loom, so that's why you can get such detailed imagery. And it's called The Shock and Awe of an American Baby Boomer. Me.
Do you and your husband feed off of each other creatively? He's a photographer. Do you collaborate? Is there any benefit to that union?
Well, this piece here, Impact, we did do a show together. We really have very different approaches to the work that we do. Bill's very traditional, and he uses very traditional techniques. He does his own personal black and white. But we love to camp together, and so that one summer we decided that we would collect things and make a show out of it. And so that's a whole story about these owls that were flying out of the darkness in Nova Scotia, and one hit our windshield of our rental car. But then months later, we were in Oregon to see the solar eclipse, and by the side of the road was an owl that someone else had hit. And so we stopped and we picked up the feathers. So that piece is called Impact, because we found this crazy rock that was already drilled. It had a hole in it, and this spike at a campsite. And so it just, again, just having all these different objects and what can they become to tell a story.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about this massive project, Violet Protest?
This project officially was initiated in January of 2020, before any of us knew what 2020 was going to bring. But it basically is a project that seeks to get makers from all over the country to make 8 by 8 inch squares that have equal parts of red and blue. And textile processes are pretty meditative, and so the idea is that as you're making, you're combining that red and blue, and that energy of combining the two. Of course, red representing one side of our politics and blue the other. Our hope is to bring divisiveness together from the United States. So after all said and done, after we collect all these squares, they'll be bundled up and sent to members of Congress at the end of this year.